of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, folks. All right. We have all of our members present with Mr. Morrissey attending virtually. So all of our votes tonight will be done via roll call. First 15 minutes, this is a period and opportunity for the public to address any concerns or questions regarding town operations or programs to the board. Except in urgent circumstances, any matter presented for consideration of the board will not be discussed nor acted upon at this meeting. A schedule, time in the future may be set by the board. This time I'll open up public comment. Mark, good. Sorry, Mark, 1 second.
Yeah, Mark, wait your turn.
Please state your name and address for the record.
By now, I should do that. Anything at 86 Sterling Street. Okay. I just have a question about your agenda, and I hopefully that you can answer it. Okay. I'm looking at the review of the policies, and I don't see any, at least I think I don't see anything on there about the personnel policies, and I'm just wondering, where do we stand with those? Because October town meeting is coming. I know that the Board of Selectmen have to review the 12 policies, and then they have to go to the bylaw committee, which I am a member of, and I'm not gonna, I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna rush through those because I wanna make sure that I review all of them. I wanna review the bylaw, I wanna review the old bylaw and see how it all goes together. So I'm just curious, like I said, Madam Chair, I don't know where you stand with that.
I can't answer or address you.
Okay.
I can't stop our town administrator from doing
Okay.
that.
Well, I guess I will offer that I think internally we've had a conversation that the amount of time between now and October is insufficient to adequately address
Okay.
all of those bylaws, so that, as you just well illustrated, it's a very condensed amount of time. The board has raised some good questions, and I think that we'll continue to work through them between now, but focusing more on May.
Okay, that's all I wanted.
That's, yeah.
Yep.
We were, with the policy review that they've taken
Yep.
for themselves, to go through all of those policies plus the personnel, it was just becoming, I think, overwhelming for everybody.
Okay, that's the only question I had. I just wanted to make sure, because I know that it's gonna be time consuming, and I just didn't wanna rush through it. Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Frieden, name and address for the record.
Mark Frieden, 8 Pinewood Drive.
If you would pause, Mark, we don't have audio from you.
Can you hear anything? No?
We
can.
We can, but you're quiet, so if we can get the audio team to boost just a little bit.
I'll just hold it up to my face. So my public comment tonight is sort of a
Mark, speak up.
general. What?
We have a problem here.
I don't think it's coming through our speakers.
Yeah, so Mark, hang on one more sec. Audio team, if you can make some adjustments, we really cannot hear the gentleman speaking. Thank you.
Yeah, we got it now, go ahead.
Try again, Mark.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Nope.
Is that good?
No.
No, we cannot. One sec.
I can hear you online.
All right, I'll just tell Jay.
They only have it, they don't have it sharing to the speakers out here, and I don't want to get up to show them how.
It should be, try again.
Try again.
Okay, how's this? How's
Nope.
this?
I don't think it's sharing to the speakers out here.
Do you want me to yell louder? I'm just kidding.
It's not your audio, Mark, it's the room's audio. One sec.
Oh,
Not you, it's me.
Could we open that door, because we can hear it there, but the speakers aren't on?
Mark, can you say test?
testing, 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 testing of in the room audio, testing of in the room audio.
Mark, I'm gonna pause you just because we can't hear you. Once we can get it working.
Me and Jay will just talk over here.
Okay. Can you say test one more time?
Testing.
Perfect. All right, state your name and address for the record and then go ahead.
Oh, gosh. Mark, if you would pause one more time, I think we had you, then we lost you, so if you, one sec.
Mark, try one again.
Testing.
Yes, great.
Go for it, Mark.
All right, I'm gonna try to get it in. I'd like to respectfully request that public participation be maintained as a consistent part of all boards and committees in our town, not just select board and planning board. Recently, we've seen public hearings for policies being removed and opportunities for public comment limited. I'm 100% in favor of a nimble, fast response government, but not at the expense of transparency and public input. I'd appreciate it if this request could be reflected in the meeting minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sorry, Bob, you gotta come up.
My name is Bob Darrell. I live at 13 Bowen Street in town here. I'm here because in the last 2 weeks, since I was last here, there's been 2 serious accidents at the intersection of Franklin and Route 12, one of which was myself. I also have talked to my neighbors, and I know of at least 2 other neighbors that have had accidents at that intersection as well. And I would really appreciate if, I understand it's a state road and we have to get the Commonwealth involved, but if there's something that the town can do to regulate the traffic there. Generally, I go around by the library to access Route 12. Saturday the traffic seemed to be a little bit light, so I decided to try to make that, cross that intersection, and I got totaled. So I just would like us to seriously look at any efforts we can make to alleviate that dangerous situation down there.
Thank you,
Thank
Bob.
you.
Anyone else? All right, I am going to close public comment because I like to go out of order. I am going to jump to new business. We have our senior center director here, so I'll invite her up to give us a senior center update.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Sophie.
Okay, so
Give your first and last name,
Oh,
just in
Kimberly-
case anyone watching doesn't
Kimberly
know you.
Maskey, Director of the West Boylston Senior Center. It's hopping over there. It's great. It's going great. We have every Wednesday lunch. We're working on Thursday lunches right now with businesses and organizations, free for the community. Today we had a grandparents and grandkids dance party. That was a lot of fun. I plan on doing that every summer. It's a good way for them to get out. We have a lot of classes going on. We have more specialists coming in, a tax advisor, Medicare advisor, along with our attorney and Shine counselor as well. We have Friends meetings, the Friends of West Boylston. We've been meeting once every 2 months, I would say, and we're working on a lot of things together. We are renting the facility out more. We are looking at starting some future classes after hours for what we're calling the sandwich generation. So that would be classes to talk about having tough conversations, what everything means for our parents. We're usually taking care of our kids and our parents at the same time, so we'll have some classes on how to deal and how to approach things professionally and adequately. We are having new coffee meet and greets, very laid back, meet people in the community. The local police have chosen one specific time that they'll come every month, rotating. Hopefully we'll get the fire department on board with that as well, once I can get out and talk to people. I have a new assistant, which I'm so excited about. Amy Lepatina is wonderful. Already, she's been there a week, such a big help, so we should be getting more things going. We are seeing a lot more people come in. We're giving out a lot more applications and filling out more of those key cards and marrying the key cards from different towns, Sterling, Holden, Worcester, Shrewsbury. They're all coming in and seeing what we have. We have a new Parkinson's exercise class, which is well received. And yeah, we're doing good.
It's quite a bit.
It's a lot, yes, and there's more, but that's the shining stars, I think. We're touching on the fun things and the educational thing, which is what I want to base the senior center on. Yeah.
Part of the update, as part of this, I'd say thank you. It's the first time it's the second time since I've been on the select board. I've had someone come give us kind of an overview besides our COA that used to come and give us updates. I've heard a lot of good things about you renting the space and getting a lot of activities. I heard there was even a wedding there at one point.
Yes.
I knew very limited information about the facility, so do they call you to rent it? Or email you, or?
Yes, they'll call or email. Usually it comes word of mouth. If somebody's been in there, it's a beautiful place, you should give the director a call. Sometimes people just come in, sit down, chat with me, pick up an application, we'll go over the logistics of it all. But so far I've had all of the above, email, phone call, and just walk-ins.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Folks, anyone on the board, do you have any questions for Kim?
I think everything's, great. I appreciate that you have been here for such a, short period of time, and already we've seen some improvement. I think that this is something that we've been looking for a couple of years, and I'm glad that it's finally happening.
Thank you. Yes, and newsletters are out there if you want to check them out. They're colorful, they're full.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm gonna just ask, so Heather, do you want to talk about anything else with Kim here, or just kind of giving an update?
I think for tonight, we're just gonna give an update. There's some additional conversations about the revolving fund that I know Kim has some concerns about, but we're gonna bring that back in a more in-depth conversation for another meeting.
Wonderful. Do you need anything from the select board? A great example of this is maybe, I know you've asked for us to maybe take turns and come to a lunch.
Yes, lunch or one of the coffee meet and greets. That would be wonderful. Yeah.
So now you've heard it firsthand from her.
Yep.
So you can reach out and set up your time.
Yes.
I signed up for September.
Yes. Yes. Wonderful.
Do you have any questions for us? Do you need anything? I shouldn't have said, do you need anything? So I was
right.
I pull that back.
We will work on that list.
Yes. I'm talking with Heather tomorrow. I need more questions answered. It's hard to know what you need help with until you really get going, which is coming. Yeah. But so far, I feel very supported. So I do appreciate all of what you've done so far, and just reaching out to me, talking with me, and just offering, to help in any way. I appreciate it. So thank you.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And you have all of our contact information.
I do. Yes. Anything else, Heather? We're good?
No, Kim and I have started, we're gonna begin, something with the department heads, one-on-ones, once a week.
Yeah.
So that we can make sure that we have, at least an hour of dedicated FaceTime where we're working through Kim's list and other department heads as issues come up.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to starting that tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
All
of
right.
course.
Okay.
Well, have a great evening.
Yes, you too.
Thank you for the update.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kim.
All right, now we'll go in order for a second.
Okay.
Review and vote to approve the warrants for the period covering July 17th, 2025 through August 6th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
So
Do I have
moved.
James
Second.
Morrissey, second. Raj?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
David?
Could you repeat the date range?
July 17th to August 6th.
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Jay? I know, I called him James.
That was weird.
Next item are meeting minutes. Before I ask if folks, do we want to do these individual, or has everyone had time to read them or have any changes?
So I noticed a couple of minor typos. I don't know if they're really material. And then a couple of the dates on the meeting minutes are prior to me being on. So I would just, again, not sign those as I was not a member. Otherwise, I think we're fine.
Do we want to go through the typos? Other than-
It was literally a couple of ones where I was actually one of the ones I was the public comment person, and it's Davis Ashwell instead of David Ashwell. But pretty minor stuff like that. That's
Okay.
again, I don't think they're material to the. I just noticed little things like that. So
If you want to send me the edits, I can certainly make those updates, and then if you want to approve them contingent upon those edits.
So why don't we take I feel like I'm echoing, so I'm trying to go
Yeah.
slower and quieter. I would accept a motion to approve the meeting minutes for March 19th, 2025, regular session, April 16th, 2025, regular session, May 19th, 2025, regular session, and July 2nd, 2025, regular session, with the contingency that small grammatical or spelling errors will be sent to Heather, and updated anything of substance will come back to this board for amendment.
So
Do-
moved.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
second.
Second.
Jay?
Yes.
Yes,
Raj?
for me. Yes.
I am a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We have, the next item on our agenda is to review or the creation of policies. As everyone knows, we have taken it upon ourselves to review all of our policies, to update policies, and try to edit them, and then mass send them all to Heather, which I know she likes.
And it appears that I got ahead of myself and Vanessa by including F4 disbursement policy. That's a policy that's been assigned to Vanessa that we don't actually need to review tonight. So we can table that
Okay.
temporarily until we sort out how I came to have that. And so focusing on all the other items with the exception of F4. And then maybe we'll make a comment at the end about how we plan to retroactively move all of the other policies that you've done prior to today to public hearing.
So our first one on our agenda today is the C1 policy for complaint management and response for the select board and the town administrator. This one is near and dear to my heart, as I lived it some time ago and had to learn about it. So this is also everyone online, it was posted online. But what this does is establish clear standards and procedures for addressing residents' questions, complaints, suggestions in a professional and consistent and transparent way. The policy itself is the select board and town administrator are committed to providing timely, respectful, and effective responses to all inquiries and feedback from residents and employees. This policy outlines how communication will be received, tracked, addressed, and when needed for escalation. Sorry, I'm losing my voice on you. So the items here are for public submission of complaints and suggestions or compliments. I haven't gotten any compliments, but, so this is online. You'll see there is a form, and also in this building, where you can fill out a general suggestion or complaint form. It's available also on our town website. You place the complaint and comments on the form and you submit it. So you submit it by email, or you can drop it off, or you can call in to the town administrator. Both the town administrator's email address and the board's, along with the town hall phone number. This just highlights roles and responsibilities. I'm gonna highlight a few because a lot of these edits that I put in here were direct feedback from residents based on several months ago. And it outlines handoffs. So roles and responsibility, the town administrator is to acknowledge all public complaints and suggestions in a timely manner. Delegate if appropriate to department heads, or meanwhile, oversee those yourself to keep a record of the submissions and the solutions, if any. The select board receives updates from the town administrator on complaints, trends, or unresolved matters monthly as part of their administration report. Reviews items that require maybe board level attention or policy decisions that might be suggested. Items deemed appropriate to be placed on a future select board agenda at the discretion of the chair at that time. Also, it talks a little bit about response and follow-up time. So acknowledge within 10 days of receipt, resolution or an update if feasible within 30 business days. And if a longer investigation is required, the town administrator will provide intern updates explaining. There's also a section in here for employee appeals to the select board. This was direct feedback as it wasn't outlined previously. So this talks about when there is an issue with maybe a department head or an employee with their boss that cannot be worked out with the town administrator. That will then come to the chair of the select board to review and deem if confidential, because it is an employee appeal. They can meet with the chair at that time, or maybe in executive session, depending on the outcome. The chair of the board is to provide consult with the full board to determine next steps if it is placed on their agenda. And then just out of respect and confidentiality will be handled any appeals on a professional level discreetly as they would any personnel record. Further down, I also took the general feedback form and just took it up a few notches so that it had suggestions, complaints, and comments, anything that was sent, and gave us the little bit to say, is it suggestion, is it complaint? The department, if they know the feedback, would you like a response? Some folks just want to let you know of something happening and their contact information. And then just again, it's confidential, and where to drop it off or where to send it. I'm giving you this update because this is one that I did a lot of rewriting to, because it needed it. It needed some process and handoff accountability. Does anyone, after reading this, have any questions or feedback?
I think it's well laid out.
So, can I?
Yeah.
For a normal, if it is not something, which may not require immediate action, it's fine. So I do understand, 10 business days for the receipt of and complaint, but the resolution within 30 days of business days.
Resolution or update,
Update. So.
when feasible. So it's resolution or update within 30 days
What
when
about
feasible.
if something is, some action to be taken immediately? Or some action should be, say, your thing is trash. Trash was not collected, recycling was not collected. Do they have to wait 30 days?
So,
And other one is, the tree is in a very dangerous situation. That's one of the thing. The other one is rooster. So they did complain 10 days. We respond within 10 days. So
so
that's the thing I'm
I would say those are three great examples. This is more acknowledging, so the select board wouldn't really act on, say, the roosters, we would defer that to our animal control or board of health, depending on that one. The tree situation would, acknowledgement, the reason I put acknowledgement is for a period of time, maybe the board received something from a public member or something was dropped off here. They didn't get a response saying, I have received it. I personally think that's rude. There should be something just saying, hey, it's not a resolution, but it's something acknowledging I received your email, your request, your complaint. The resolution update though, I think that still goes back up to the top. It's within the town administrator. If it's something that happens within a department head, she would take that action for that complaint to work it out. It is only if that doesn't happen that I think she would probably bring it back here, but those would be all within her realm of management.
Okay.
And then,
we could make it like within 30 days, or if that any actions requires, simple thing like today, off of Goodale Street, one of the town residents said, their trash was collected, whereas recycling was not collected. So that situation, they do need an answer maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or find a resolution. You can send the trash collector tomorrow. That's what.
so I think that one, I don't know if you'd want that to go to you. I get your point. I think the larger scale, like half the town wasn't picked up, would probably come to us, but the trash one. we do that.
So the trash issue, we have put on the website based on the contract that we negotiated, that those types of complaints those concerns are coming to the town administrator's office. So I'm happy to continue to receive those because those are getting funneled directly to Republic from my office. I guess I'm concerned about in every ideal day, there's a 24-hour turnaround. There are certainly going to be days where a 24-hour turnaround is simply not feasible, even for items like the trash pickup. So I'm happy to have something less than 30 days or a contingency that I should use my discretion and respond as soon as practical or as soon as reasonably. I just hate to see a 24-hour or 48-hour response time in a policy because I will fail.
I don't think 24 hours is tenable in all situations, so.
I'm sorry?
I don't think 24 hours is tenable in all situations, so I agree, I wouldn't want that in policy. I think in general, the wording of this allows us to respond at an appropriate pace. It just puts a guardrail from it getting lost in the inbox, essentially, so. I personally think that the times are acceptable. We don't have a huge staff at the town's disposal. In fact, we run a relatively thin crew overall, so with that, less people to quickly jump on something, response times get larger. It's just sort of how things work, so I think the times are manageable.
I tend to agree that what I read there is, minimum guidelines. It doesn't mean that you can't act more quickly. It just means that, you will get some response within this period of time.
Any other items on this?
Just
So
tiny,
would-
tiny grammatical stuff, other than that.
Fine. Do I have a motion to approve the amendments on
Yep.
C1?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Any further discussion on C1? Hearing none. Jay?
Yes.
Yes.
Christina's yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
All right. Promise not to be so long-winded. The next
13.
one. F4. Who had F4?
That's the one we're
I give it
skipping.
30?
That's the one we're skipping.
Oh, sorry, I got excited. All right, F12 overlay policy.
I believe that's mine. So the first edit is Board of Selectmen goes to Select Board. Most of this is just clarification. You know, some of the current language is vague and lacking context, so the suggested rewrite attempts to provide some more clarity here.
Did you
Yes.
have, sorry, I'm just looking. There were no substantial, I see a lot of it's red, but.
There's nothing substantial. There is one important note, which is that one of the, it's either regulations or I'm not entirely sure how to present that, but it's been superseded by a new set of regulations. So that note is in there, and this is rewritten through that lens.
Okay. I know everyone has this in the packet. Are there any questions on this one or items? Grammatical items too. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve F12 overlay policy as amended?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. David?
Yes.
Vanessa?
Yes.
I'm a yes.
Yes. Yes.
Raj is yes. Jay?
Yes.
All right. Next item on the agenda. Sorry, my agenda dropped. Bouncing too much. What's the next one? folks?
L14. No,
L4.
F14, sorry.
Um,
That's also J.
Jay, do you want to talk about F14?
Let me pull up F14. I'm stuck in this hotel room and I forgot my glasses today, so I might have some difficulty reading. All right. This does not have notes associated with it, so I don't recall what all I did. So,
Should we? Would you prefer Jay, would you prefer the table?
yeah. Yeah, I'd prefer to table this one if we could.
Okay. The next one is L8. Let me just open it. Sorry, now I got it open.
Minor
This one?
selection policy.
Yep, this one's yours as well, I believe.
Yeah. So again, the first one would be Select Board from Selectmen. The original statute was repealed in 2012 and replaced. So this was rewritten with that in mind. So you'll see here the adjustments and the edits associated with that. I don't think that there's anything drastic associated with it. It does pare down the original one pretty significantly, though, in terms of and replace the entirety of the policy with the model policy from the Office of the Inspector General. So really what this is takes the model policy that the state provides and makes it ours.
All right.
Are we discussing L8 or L9 right now?
Let me just double check, friends. L8,
Okay.
something called the designer selection policy.
So that's L9.
So I think the numbers, so on our agenda,
I think
I
the
think-
flip-flops.
yeah,
I
they're
think
flip-flopped.
flip-flopped.
So, L8 is the designer selection, which
I
is
see.
the one that
Yep.
you're reviewing right now.
Correct. And L9 would be surplus policy.
Yep.
The surplus
sense.
property.
All right. Does any feedback or questions on this? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve with the amendments?
So moved.
Do I have a
Second.
second?
Second.
David?
Yes.
Vanessa?
Yes.
I'm a yes, Raj?
Yes.
Jay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, hold on a second. Sorry, I'm just gonna make sure I click on the right one. It's L9, the surplus, right?
Policy and
Yeah.
Policy, yep, okay. Jay, this one is also yours?
Yeah. So this one talks about how the town disposes of surplus policy, surplus property. Again, the selectmen to select board. This talks about, it's a little less directive than the currently, because the current one talks about the town administrator is going to have an auction on this date, going to collect up, what the department heads think is surplus, and we're just going to put it out. What this does is specifies, remember the last meeting when I talked about, gee, I don't think we should have the procedures within the policy? This goes totally against that. So this talks about the procedure that, how we set forth the surplus, but we designate, this retains the July auction, and the town administrator is the administrator of the auction, but otherwise the rest of the policy clarifies the framework under which the auction occurs.
Any questions on this one?
It's not directly the policy, but do we know the last time we actually had a surplus auction in town?
I think we had a
Every
surplus.
year, every year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Items.
All
So,
right. Any,
so currently, the process is just, talks about, hey, do you have any surplus? This specifies the framework under which the surplus, it's declared, the auction occurs.
further questions for Jay on this one? Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the amendments made in the policy?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay?
Yes.
Raj? I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
David. All right, and we're skipping one. The next item on our agenda is to approve a one-day vendor and common vic license for the Draft House on August 11th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Any explanation?
I
What
think we give it to him. No,
No,
I
just
do.
curious what it's for.
Then that they are looking for the one-day license. I don't know much more about that. I apologize, but.
So
but-
I got it. The Draft House is having an event. It's been posted online. It's a free event for everyone to attend. It's a barbecue outside. And it's sponsored by, I can't remember. It was I just saw a note,
I
but
can Google it.
they're doing, it's being sponsored by someone and it's free to the public. You have to sign up. And they're doing it out kind of in the parking lot area, so it wouldn't technically be theirs. So that's why it's the one-day license. Can find it.
Is it in wow.
Town
where is it?
Appreciation Barbecue Party.
Yes.
Free entry, beer tasting, delicious barbecue, music, and community fun from 5:30 to 8 p.m. on August 11th. Come join us for Town Appreciation Barbecue.
Great.
Sounds wonderful.
Does.
And I think Christina, the permit documents that you showed me before, you were correct.
I thought,
Yep.
all right.
Of course, you knew you were.
No,
But
I
it was
thought
a matter that I wasn't catching up to what you were asking. So one of those permits should be a vendor license and one should be a liquor license for
Yep.
the one day. So if you just want to sign one of them, we will catch up with the documentation for the vendor portion.
No problem.
Thank you.
And this is on the same grounds that their parking lot entails today.
So the way the one-day license works is that a one-day license cannot be held in conjunction with somebody with an annual license at the same premises. So having it in the the outside portion of it is their liquor license, their annual liquor
Doesn't
license doesn't
extend.
extend outside, so this is necessary
Okay.
for that.
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Jay?
Yep.
Raj?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
We still have people on here, right? Okay. Accept donations on behalf of the town received from the Council on Aging from local residents in the amount of $75.20 to be used for events and programs. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, the next one is to accept donations on behalf of the town received by the Selectboard from local residents and business in an amount to be announced.
An amount, because I think donations are still
Coming.
kind of coming in, so we'll come back with a final tally for you, but we want to make sure that we're getting them
That's
on the
perfectly fine.
record.
To be used August 21st, 2025 for our Veterans Barbecue. So if you haven't signed up, please sign up. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay?
Yes.
Yes.
Raj? I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Okay. All right, review and approve the agreement for Central Mass Regional Stormwater Coalition. This is exciting. Do you want to talk about this a little bit?
Absolutely not. We are fortunate enough to have a intermunicipal agreement with the town of Shrewsbury so that we can collaborate with them, and our agreement with Weston Sampson for stormwater management. There is a committee that meets irregularly but effectively to manage this intermunicipal agreement, and we have recently applied for a grant application to study what is referred to as hotspots, areas of town where there is more impervious surfaces than not, and this is an opportunity to work with Shrewsbury on that. And all in all, not very exciting, unless you are a town administrator looking to manage stormwater.
The only item I had on this was, it looks like Shrewsbury is a select board, but we are a select board / board of selectmen. On the first part of it, if we could just
Edit
update that to
sure,
be,
absolutely.
I think there's one other inside. The agreement starts on June 30th. Is this, oh, no, expires June 30th of 2030. Just looking at one. And matching share for each community for FY 2026 through FY 2030. It says an annual cost not to exceed $4,000. Just reading that just in case anyone's actually listening.
And we budget for that in your public works budget.
Any other questions?
Just one question. So I know you specifically mentioned concerns around impervious surfaces. I know in my home state of Virginia, where I grew up, there were efforts in some communities to start putting in specific types of roads that essentially were, think of it like a honeycomb grid pattern where dirt's in between, so water is still allowed to flow through, but that honeycomb grid keeps the ground from becoming a mud pit essentially. So you cut down on the amount of impervious. Do you know if the state has any grants for essentially turning areas where we have water flow issues into something that is able to soak up more water?
I don't know, but that sounds like a wonderful idea to explore.
Okay, thanks.
Do I have a motion with the edits just mentioned to the select board to approve this agreement?
So moved.
So
Do
moved.
I-
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. David?
Yes.
Vanessa?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Raj?
Yes.
Jane? Jay?
Yes. I'll respond to anything.
Just,
It's
yeah.
fine.
The next item is to approve authorized signatures for fiscal 2026 in accordance with MGL Chapter 41, section 41 and 56. In this, it looks like for the police department, we're establishing a authorized anyone at the request of the chief of police. Sergeants,
Leslie,
department administrative assistant are allowed to authorize payroll, vouchers, and invoices for the police department.
they would be allowed under the law to be designated as a signatory should the chief not be available to sign. Keeping in mind that all of those payrolls and invoices and warrants would still go through the same review and authorization process as they would should the department head be signing. This is fairly standard to have a backup as a person who can sign the document so that things don't slow down. If that list is more extensive than what the board is comfortable with, then we can certainly modify it. It is at your discretion.
Could you list off the job titles again that were?
Chief of police, sergeants, and the police department administrative assistant. So all the sergeants and the administrative assistant. I don't have I mean, if there's another review, I would assume, I think before it was an administrative assistant. I'm not sure how many sergeants we have, I'm trying to think right now. I mean, I guess it is, we have a small department. As long as they're, it was very broad, so I wasn't used to seeing something broad.
This is it is an MGL. I have not had experience with this in other communities, so I really can't speak to whether this is broad in context. I wish I had more experience.
Three?
Yep.
So for example, the next request that you have is for the DPW, specifically for the DPW foreman to be able to sign. You know, that's very clear and very specific. If you wanted to identify a fewer number for the police department, I don't think that's an issue. But I do want to stress that regardless of the signature, I review them, the town accountant's office reviews them, and if obviously you sign off, the board signs off on those warrants too, before anything is released.
I kind of feel like there should be at least one sergeant there to be able to sign off. I mean, it sounds like an awful lot of people being asked for authorization there. I think I'd like to keep that cadre small.
Jay, just 1 second, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, 1 second.
I lost my
Hey,
I can yell like Mark.
So,
hey, Jay, Ellie, I hear you fine.
All right, go ahead, Raj. Well, so right now we have a administrative assistant and 2 sergeants from, I don't know if the website's right, so now I'm questioning that. And
so I
3
think-
sergeants.
Yeah, I got it now. So I
Yes,
think,
it-
even if a sergeant signs, will it go through the chief?
No,
No.
No.
this is in the
Then,
chief's absence.
Anyone can sign it, you know.
So, right now, we know that the chief is out on leave. In his stead, the acting chief, Sergeant Belvin, is signing the warrants. This would formalize that. If that individual was away on vacation, for example, or during a warrant week, a second sergeant would be able to sign in his place. We could identify them by name if that's more.
No, I haven't experienced something like that, so that's why I was more looking for directionally, being that they're small, we could have all 3 of those out at the same time. This was kind of a little bit of my thought, but All right, so the first one is for the police department. Are there, before, I'm gonna vote them separate, if you don't mind, I'm just breaking them. Are there any concerns or questions, or is there a motion to approve as requested?
I motion to approve as requested, since we've outlined by town admin that this still goes through the rigors of the rest of our review process. So we're simply substituting out the primary signature in the police department from someone that is available to sign, so.
Do I have a second?
Second?
I have a question. Is this chief is okay with this?
The chief submitted it.
Oh, okay.
It's a good question, I didn't think to ask that.
Yeah, because we have a strong chief.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none? Jay?
Well,
Oh,
just a quick, yeah, I have one discussion point, I guess. Is that within the job description of an administrative assistant?
I'm gonna table that, because I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I would have to go look, to see if there is a job description. I'm
Well,
I'm guessing there was one.
So for context, your administrative assistant is creating those invoices and
Okay.
warrants. I'm sorry, creating the invoices and bill schedules that are submitted for the warrant. That's their job function. So perhaps, I guess now that we're really getting into the weeds of this, perhaps it would be less appropriate for that person to be signing off on the.
There you go, Jay.
Because
Did you hear me?
there isn't another.
Could we, sorry, just one second, can we please mute Mark? Anyone that's, no, thank you. So maybe, so the request, we have a motion and we have a second, bringing up Jay's discussion about, is it within that realm? So the person creating it, it's almost like code, the person creating it usually doesn't test it. Does anyone want to
I retract my second.
Yeah,
retract the motion or modify the motion?
Modify the motion.
Okay.
So, sergeants, yes, the administrative assistant would be a no for signature then.
Okay.
Second.
Any other further discussion? Hearing none. Jay?
Yes.
Raj?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
Yes.
David? Okay. The next one is for the DPW. They're requesting to add Paul, one of the foremen, to sign. My question is, there's two foremans, one for the cemetery, one for the DPW. Should they both have the ability to sign, since they're both foremen for the town?
Yeah.
That would be my only thought, is it, in case both are out.
Yeah,
All right, so
That would be my preference, for sure.
and that would be Kevin McKee or Paul Osterberg, if Tom is not available. Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Jay?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right, where are we now? Moving down. We have appointments and resignations. So the select board appointment of Andrea Quinn to the Finance Committee for a term to expire April 30th, 2028.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
I feel like I have to read a little bit of this. So Andrea, has worked at Staples for 25 years in different roles, manages a communication team, and now currently asset protection. She manages a $20 million budget for capital. She's not quite an accountant, but she feels like she's pretty active, does RFPs, manages vendors. The reason she wants to be on this board is she was very impressed with the presentation done by the FinCom board over the past couple of weeks, over the budget override. And she tends to think outside of the box, is willing to help wherever she can. Previous boards, West Boylston Soccer Association, she was the treasurer, and she has lived her entire life here. I'll leave that. I just wanted to say a few things because she submitted the application. All right, so we have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Jay?
Yes.
Raj?
I would like to say a couple of things and then I will vote yes. For the transparency, she is my next door neighbor. But I did not talk to her, not even a one day, so I'm voting yes. I don't want to, this looks like, I'm doing something.
We all live next to each other. I
Yeah,
am a
but
yes.
she's
Yes.
bordering my house.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for calling that out for transparency. All right, so the next one, we're gonna acknowledge the town administrator appointments. I know there's not links in here for these folks, so do you wanna go one by one and tell us about them?
I certainly can. So, Amy, when Kim, the senior center director, was here just a few minutes ago, she was referencing her new assistant. This is a part-time position. I believe it's at 19 hours. Amy is well qualified. She actually joined us for our administrator's lunch. It was her second day on the job. It was like she had been here right along. So we're thrilled to have her. Jennifer Fancy is joining us at the DPW for the DPW Department Assistant. This was a position that was created in 2023 to provide administrative assistance in a more general manner than what Carrie, who is the administrative assistant, provides to that department, scheduling, taking messages, working with Carrie on getting the billing out for the sewer, those types of responsibilities. Jennifer is scheduled, for someone.
Well, that's why I left
yeah.
it to you, because I
For
was like, I
someone
can't
who's-
really talk to them
For
because I don't have
someone
links.
who's
but-
never at a loss for words,
This is-
yeah, she was very enthusiastic. I think that she'll bring really some good energy to the department, and I know that Tom is thrilled to be able to have somebody else in the building that can help with the triaging of all of the calls that come in, which will be her main function.
Is she part-time or full-time?
She is part-time. She's also 19 hours.
Is Carrie full-time?
Carrie is full-time.
So we'll have a full-time and a part-time person at the DPW. Okay.
My understanding is that after this job was created, it was posted and somebody was hired, but they were just not a good fit. So it has been vacant for about 9 months, and we re-advertised and made this selection. So I do recommend both. I think that part-time assistants, non-benefit, they can really bring a lot to offset the crunch for the full-timers. And then lastly, Toby Goldstein, we know her from her zoning board fame.
She doesn't have enough. She is somebody that is really quite an asset to the community. How she keeps that zoning board, in particular this one, in line. But she has agreed to take on the very part-time, the 5 hours a week CPC work. So
Okay, so I would love one of these times to look at the job description for some of these. Not
Okay.
now, but I don't know. I did, thank you for sending me some of the other ones. Some of them predate to me being on the board. And usually when we get appointments, we don't see the job description, but we do see kind of their resume or whatever they have. I would say, do we want to go one at a time? Do we want to go
I have
across?
one quick
Yeah.
question, I never knew that this DPW department assistant,
mhm.
Is that a job there?
Yeah, so it was
Only
the,
Carrie was the only one person, she was working for her.
in 2023, your personnel board approved a job description and created a position. It was funded in the FY24 budget. Again, it was posted and filled in FY24. The person didn't last very long in that position, and so it has been vacant. And we've just reposted. So it is not creating a new position. This is filling a vacancy. I can't speak to the methodology in 2023 of why the personnel board, obviously it was brought forward, and I'm assuming it would have had to come to your board for
I
approval.
read through it too. I looked at it and I was like, I guess I just didn't, I'm guessing, my thought is, I thought it was an assistant, not an assistant to an assistant in a department of 5. Taking that away, 2023 was 2 years ago, and we've had some bumps in the road, so there could have been, I went back and read this. I would say, I don't have a problem, say right now, but I do have a problem when I think of, we are telling the town we do not have funds for operational cost, and I have an assistant to an assistant in a 5-department head building. That to me, you don't have 2 assistants, and you run all of it.
Well, so Carrie's job responsibilities are, in addition to the sewer building alone could be probably a full-time position. She's also managing all the permitting, all of the administration of the invoicing, and we were just talking about the warrant preparation. That is all comes under her as well. I think that doing the little bit of research that I did prior to Carrie's position becoming a 40-hour position, there were 2 32-hour assistants in that. I'm going to use the name Peg. Was, I believe, the other assistant at the DPW. So it was Carrie and Peg. When Peg retired, Carrie's position became a 40-hour position, and it was determined that there was still an amount of administrative work, taking the calls, triaging the messages, doing the scheduling, perhaps some invoice preparation, that could be done by an assistant that wasn't also responsible for all of the permitting, the betterments, the billing. So they brought forward the request for a 19-hour department assistant position.
So comparatively to 2 32-hour positions, they're now at combined 59 hours, so it's still net below what they were before. Prior in those 2 32-hour positions, were they benefited or not benefited before?
Those would have been benefited
And
positions.
so now we have one benefited position and one not benefited position.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
I would just ask if you could take, I know, I can't imagine how busy, or the phone calls, because I know how many I get. It might be good, though, to have some job descriptions at maybe where this role does this work, and this role does this work, if it's billing or not, or, I think it's important, because we will all apparently forget in 2 years from now, and maybe be back sitting in this table going, why did we do this, right? I mean, personally, you showed me, and I was like, I was sitting in that seat, and I researched everything, and I'm like, I guess I just didn't put the assistant together.
And you could also look at this too as succession planning.
Yep.
We know that oftentimes when we have somebody working in a part-time capacity and learning the job and learning the ins and outs of a department, that when there is a retirement or somebody else moves on, you have somebody that's knowledgeable of the day-to-day and able to move into that position. So there are benefits to a part-time department assistant role, and I guess that's what I want to offer
You're
there.
That's fine.
It's hard to speak to decisions that were made in the past.
I was sitting here in the seat, so So thank you for reminding me. All right, is there any further questions on this? Are we willing to have a motion to acknowledge or approve the appointment of these 3 folks?
Motion
I'll
to
make a motion
acknowledge.
to, I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Jay?
Yep.
Raj?
Yes.
Emma, yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
All right. Town administrator report. I feel like I missed something. I need to go through here again.
Okay. Ripple Fiber has started their work. They are working currently on Nevada Drive, Parker Street, Prospect Street, Evans Road, and Woodland Street. They have, as we discussed at our last meeting, shifted their installation from going above ground using the municipal light plants poles to underground. So there is some digging and trenching, and for those residents in that neighborhood that may be wondering what's going on, that is indeed the fiber project that is moving forward.
One thing to note, apparently we can sign up now for,
Oh, great.
Yeah, so I was able to go onto their website literally earlier today. They clicked the check for availability button, put in my home address, and I was able to select the plan that I wanted, gave them my billing information. They noted that they will not charge you until their actually service is up and going, but essentially gets that paperwork, if you will, out of the way, so that way once they're able to literally light the fiber coming to your house, you are ready to go. So
and you locked in a lifetime rate, or?
I did pick the 1 gig plan at $85, which is what I'm already paying Spectrum. It's just double the download speed and literally 100 times the upload speed. So
All right. Sorry, I didn't want to steal your thunder,
No,
but
that's great. That,
it's there and you can lock in your rate now
For some people.
for some.
well, yeah, I mean, not to quote, but not to speak for them, but I believe they said that they would have that offer available to town residents through the entirety of the install. So I think that'll be available.
that's good to know, and we'll perhaps reach out to Ripple and see if they have anything prepackaged for social media that we could push out to them.
And the last thing on that is I believe they said as they would start going into neighborhoods, I don't know if they had to actually technically get a permission or not, but they said they generally have door hangers that they like to leave on people's doors to let them know. So should, for example, you were out of town on vacation for a week and you didn't see the construction crew come through, when you returned, you would have the door hanger to let you know the service is now ready for you. Otherwise, you would probably notice it in your front yard, but I digress.
Well, that's certainly smart of them to
Yep.
make sure that they're not missing a single opportunity for a customer.
Yep.
Great. So after months of speculation, we can confirm that Walmart is indeed, has chosen West Boylston to create and build a superstore or a super Walmart. We know that Facebook has known this right along. But we were able to officially get that confirmation last week from Walmart. The company's legal, real estate, and engineering team met with our permitting authorities and department heads to discuss those preliminary project plans. The current Walmart will close at some point next year because that whole building will be demolished, as well as a significant portion of the other building where the cinema was.
Point of clarification, do they also own that strip, or they intend to acquire?
Walmart doesn't actually own any of it. Walmart leases the property.
Okay,
And they are in negotiation, or they have a rental agreement from the owner of both of those parcels, who is a single owner, just under 2 LLCs,
okay,
which makes it far more complicated than it needs to be. But yes,
Okay.
so Walmart does have that agreement in place. So that Walmart will be closed. Employees have been notified and offered positions in other stores, so that, provided the person still wishes to be employed by Walmart, they have not been displaced. The current building is at 97,890 square feet. The new superstore will be 142,915 square feet, so a substantial increase in size. The officials that participated in the meeting, including Raj, made sure that the applicant knew that traffic and congestion was a primary concern, and that they acknowledge that they probably will be unable to resolve the congestion on Route 12, but they are certainly mindful and will work with the permitting boards to do what they can to mitigate their, impact on that traffic. They would like to bring their presentation to show you all at your September meeting if you're amenable to a Walmart presentation. They had some notes that they want to review from that department head meeting and update their plan and project notes before coming back, but up to you whether you want to entertain them.
I'd say so.
Yes, in my opinion. Question for, and this could be for you or for perhaps a member of other boards that may know. The turn lane, the right turn lane to turn into Walmart that's off of Route 12, is that also fully managed by the state?
DOT. Yes.
Okay. And so if, for example, we anticipate that based on the new store, they'll have more traffic, is it on the town or on the developer to request through DOT if they could, say, extend that lane to
So,
accommodate more traffic?
so because of the size of this project, it has triggered what they call the MEPA review, Mass Environmental Protection, which is a year-long permitting process that also engages Mass DOT.
Okay.
So Mass DOT will be a part of this discussion. I look at it as it's gonna delay the project by about a year. But I look at it as an opportunity to work with Mass DOT on those types of issues.
So then to dovetail into that, because I like to be opportunistic, if we already have Mass DOT engaged on a portion of Route 12, does that open opportunities for them to discuss other portions that
So-
need attention?
So as I understand, well, yes and no. I mean, I understand that this is, for those of
Everything
you
is
that.
money, Heather. Everything is money.
I know. So, from what I'm learning, because after Bob's incident and the continued conversations around the drive-throughs and all of you had field engineers come out a few years ago and talk about that. I'm looking to re-engage. We can put this on as an agenda item for a future meeting. I really don't have a whole lot of notes on it for tonight.
Okay.
But absolutely, I'm new, I'm optimistic.
We could talk about it all night.
Yep, we're not,
It's a-
yep.
All right,
Okay.
going on to the next one too.
Yeah.
We can get through these because we have a little bit more left for this
Could
evening.
could I
don't
just,
wanna leave here.
I'd like to make just one point on the Walmart presentation. I think the Worcester Street side of Walmart, the current facility looks terrible. It's not kept well, so I'd really like to hear what they have to say about what they're going to do to maintain some kind of level of noise deadening or beautification down Worcester Street for the folks that live abutting that.
So I think in the site plan review process, there is a landscape requirement, and that did come up at the board meeting.
Yeah, no, I want them, I want to hear them commit to something more than just the minimum standards.
Okay. I will pass that along.
Thank you.
Just a brief note here about the all boards meeting that we had. It was, I believe, successful. We talked about some important issues that seem to cross multiple boards and committees. I had a finance team meeting where we discussed some of the same issues, but more on a departmental level. Really trying to work hard on connecting dots and demonstrating some of the collaboration that we have available to us, but sometimes rarely remember to take advantage of. We've been interviewing town clerk candidates. We'll finish the first round of interviews. Well, we did finish the first round of interviews last week. We have a few more tomorrow. I hope to have a candidate to bring forward to you at your September meeting. I met with Zach Blake from the Department of Local Services, following up on the board's request for a departmental, a finance departmental audit. We are in their queue for October after the town meeting. I don't want to traumatize the department heads by asking them for another audit while they're also prepping for your semi-annual town meeting. But that is moving forward. And then finally, just last night's Woo Sox takeover was a great success. I don't have any final numbers, but all of the West Boylston residents that bought tickets and attended, those proceeds will benefit the West Boylston Athletic Association. And then thank you to all of the participants that were there to represent, including West Boylston High School student athletes and coaches, West Boylston Fire Services as the honor guard, and then we had an amazing group of Brownies, Girl Scouts, and Boy Scouts who did the play ball portion. And the whole evening was capped off by watching Deputy Fire Chief Bob O'Connell throw out the first pitch. So thank you to everybody that went, and I hope you all had a great time.
Thank you. All right. So I just have one item on, we have an executive session. I know we have two. Before I read these both, I'm just going to read them back to back, but we are going to reconvene in open session. So folks will see us leave this room for a period of time. We will address both of these. Then we will come back into this room in open session to approve or vote on the ratification and then adjourn the meeting. Just so everyone online is aware of what's happening.
And we're going to bring Jay with us, but we'll ask that anybody that is not a member of the board sign off. And then we can ask you to rejoin the meeting after the executive session.
That sounds wonderful. I know there's two other things on the agenda, meetings, invitations, or announcements. We do have a Veterans Barbecue coming up. Future agenda items, I'll go through quick. Does anyone? Hearing none. The only thing I had on this one, I'm sorry, is for transparency purposes that keep being brought up for the select board. I just like to make a statement. I know it's more of a public play for the next election coming up, but for this board that I've seen in the past 10 years follows Robert's Rules of Order, and so don't all surrounding towns. For select board meetings of public comment is a period of time that's marked by a number of minutes that they adhere to in place of a constant discussion where anyone could show up in the middle of your meeting and talk about any topic and you respond. Recently, I attended a meeting that went 5.5 hours due to kind of inefficiencies and the way that was managed and run. So I want to say input is always welcome. We value it, we hold it in the beginning, but you can always reach out to us via email. And we have a great response policy so we can actually go through that process. Passing that, now I'm going to read both the back-to-back executive sessions. So I'm considering entering into executive session under the provisions of MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Purpose 3, to discuss strategy with respect to potential litigation or an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the litigation position of the public body, and as chair, I declare with respect to non-competes, have determined determination issued by the Cannabis Control Commission regarding the host community agreement executed by the town. The board will discuss and deliberate and come back into open session. The next one, consider entering into executive session, the provisions MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Purpose 2, to conduct strategy session in preparation for a negotiation with non-union personnel, or to conduct a collective bargaining session or contract negotiation with our fire chief. We will convene an open session to ratify either one of these. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay?
Yes.
Yes.
Raj? I'm a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we will be back.
And a half.
3. All right, let's go back on air. Do we have Mr. Morrissey on the
Yes,
line?
Here he is.
There he is. Hi, Mr. Morrissey. So we are back in session, and from executive session, and I've lost my notes, sorry, folks. We are going to continue the executive session for the negotiation for the fire chief contract. And we are going to, we need to take a vote in public session for the host agreements.
Yes.
Okay, so we are taking a vote to approve the we'll start with manufacturing and retail, getting louder, host agreements for Ganesh.
Your microphone's muted.
I know, because it echoes. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Jay?
Yeah.
Yes for me?
Yes, I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
The third one is
For Humboldt
Humboldt.
Masters.
And for that one, are we taking a vote do we want to reiterate the vote that we had?
We're gonna, yes.
So, that would be a motion to, send a letter to the company of breach of contract for non-payment and, termination of the host agreement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second. Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Jay?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm a yes. Vanessa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion to leave? Adjourn? Anyone? Want to stay?
So moved.
All right, second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a wonderful
Aye.
evening.